Saffron actually also lowers blood pressure, so these are, I think, great components to add. And then, of course, fasting reduces the risk of all these diseases, everything you can imagine. So it's a great time to make a lot of, these are the physical gains that you get.
Movement. So, Alana, what time do we need to?
About 10 more minutes.
10 minutes? Okay. So movement, kind of what I was mentioning earlier, a lot of us may think of, just traditional cardio or go weight training. The main thing is that we move, and we move in ways that are natural. So also, I know it may sound like a broken record, each individual's movement program should be unique. A lot of what I do is I'll do a full movement evaluation, spinal evaluation, flexibility, mobility, range of motion, to deliver like unique exercise programs, because there's no one size fits all. Somebody may have like a knee issue from tight hip flexors, someone may have a low back issue from something else, so we just want to be more mindful and intentional. So not all exercise is created equally. It's also about the niyat. So when you go to the gym or you exercise, why are you exercising? What is your intention? What are you trying to get behind it? I think this is the very overlooked area, because movement is a very powerful natural medicine. In Ramadan, what I've been doing, what is like my favorite thing to do is I'll fast all day so now it's like 8 p.m. So around 6:45, 7 p.m., that's when I'll start to move. I've been doing, but this is what I do, there's no comparison, right, to anyone else. We all want to train individually. I'll walk, I may do some strength training, or I'll do some stretching, mobility work. I've even played basketball a few times, but I do it right up to iftar so that I can open my fast. It raises my metabolism so that our insulin is going to be more sensitive. We're going to be able to break down what we eat more efficiently, and it'll go right to the muscles. So if you're not moving at all in Ramadan, 15-20 minute walk before iftar, it'll help you uptake and upregulate the nutrition that you eat a lot better.
And uplifts your mood as
Yes.
well, especially if you do it outside.
And then movement is medicine. That's what I like to say. Like motion is lotion for your joints. One of the two greatest predisposers for quality of life is range of motion in your joints and cardiovascular health. So that means like waking up in the morning and feeling alive and youthful. So mobility is critical. Is there anything you want to add? And inshallah, I will talk to Milana, maybe do some movement type workshops here at Zainabia. So rest. How would anyone define rest?
No disturbance.
No disturbance, yeah. Yeah, sleep. So rest, essentially, and those are common areas, and they're all right. Nowadays, we have constant stimulation from artificial lighting, looking at our phones all the time, screens. We're not getting enough sunlight, and then at night, we're still looking at screens and we're not resting. So rest just isn't sleep. It's also time when we can turn the mind off. So time of reflection without any stimulus.
We often in medicine talk about the importance of sleep hygiene, which on average, it depends, each person's different, but when it comes to sleep, actual restful sleep, 6 to 8 hours, some people, they benefit with just 6 hours and they're fine, so people need more closer to 8 hours. But not getting adequate sleep chronically long-term leads to heart disease, leads to high blood pressure, it lowers your immunity, and just general that negative energy state and less well-being. So, yeah.
And then what we're about to do, so we can even use today as a practice together. When we say namaz, can we be more present in the moment and try to be in more of a meditative state? What do you want to touch on for this?
Yeah, no, we even have small studies that have looked at evidence. I mentioned the MRI, how they've seen those areas of the pleasure centers in the brain activated during for prayerful meditation for those people who are not really religious, and or for the people who are actually religious and pray and do meditative prayer, that focused communion with God. They've seen those pleasure centers activated, and they also notice there's a part of our nervous system called the autonomic nervous system, and the parasympathetic is the rest and digest and relaxation limb of that. And so when you activate that, you lower your blood pressure and your heart rate, and you get into a state of calm and relaxation with your muscles and your nervous system. And so we've also seen activation of that in the setting of prayerful meditative prayer. Yeah.
Social connection, we already touched up on this, so just coming together as a community, sharing smiles, maybe sharing handshakes, hugs, and just uplifting each other's mood. There's so much power in that. We want to finish up here, so.
Oh, and the importance of nature, which I kind of alluded to, but like everything, I guess Rasulullah used to pray outside, right? It was very common for them to pray outside in nature. We don't really do that anymore, but if we can, then take advantage of that. But just the calming effect of nature. So walking, like you said, every day out in nature. Even if you can sit outside and have a meal in nature, you can pray in nature. They've shown significant anti-inflammatory effects of being close to nature. And this concept of us actually, as Shia, praying on the turba, is this concept in medicine called grounding or earthing, that you touch the earth. You touch the soil or the earth in nature, or we do it this way during our prayers, and all the benefits on stress reduction and reducing inflammation. So that was just another thing I wanted to add.
Okay, so in summary, the intention behind our talk too is to not say like what we're doing is wrong or what's right, but just to inspire more critical thinking when it comes to our wellness. And we're in the middle of Ramadan, so inshallah everyone's had a good Ramadan so far, but we also have about 2 more weeks where we can deepen our awareness and hopefully integrate, if you weren't exercising, maybe add a little bit of movement. If you weren't eating as better, maybe improve like one habit. So when I do these consultations with my patients or clients, I usually like to say like one thing at a time. You don't have to start exercising for an hour a day, change everything that you're eating. Just pick one thing and just see if you can implement that. So let's say if you're not exercising, 15-20 minute walk before iftar. Try that out, and then you may really enjoy it. Or a little bit less pakora, maybe a little bit more vegetable salad. Just whatever it could be. Or something that I do too is, this is just a little tip, is I hydrate. When I break my fast, I pray. I let the water digest and hydrate my system before, and then I'm more mindful in my consumption rather than just throwing water and food and everything in, because it lowers your digestive enzymes and stomach acid, so you can't absorb the nutrients from the food as much.
And maybe with salat or namaz, just this is the time, I guess, stay in sujood longer and really commune with Allah and feel that connection, because you feel the uplifting when you actually do a focused prayer. And we have the 10 nights coming upon us anyway, the nights of Laylatul Qadr, the time to actually really focus.
So thank you for your attention and time and being here. And then I know we're running a little bit over, but we would like to see if there's any questions. Did you have something?
I just wanted to say thank you for the session and how connecting the religious part to the health part and staying healthy and mindful. I appreciate all the information which was shared. You mentioned something about sleep. So what is an adequate amount of sleep? Especially in Ramadan when we are deprived, sleep deprived, food deprived, we feel that way.
Yes,
Are we...
I mean, we're experiencing it as well. So like what Farheen, Dr. Shirazi, what she was saying was 6 to 8 is like normal, but something that I actually wanted to add to that is sometimes we get stressed about not sleeping or not reaching the hours. So in Ramadan, and actually there's been studies that show when you're actually fasted, sometimes you may need less rest. So our focus in this month is more about connection to God, so we can try not to rest as much, because that's been happening to me as well. And I'm like working in school, and then like I didn't go back to sleep after Fajr. I only slept 4 or 5 hours, but I've been working on just letting go. It's okay. This month we're doing the best we can.
And I think Ramadan's just the exception, where our focus is really going inward spiritually, and so you gotta let go of a lot of the dunya stuff, the physical, I'm not getting enough sleep, and just do the best that you can at work, at school, and we get through it every year somehow, so.
Is that helpful at all? I know I didn't give you like a clear
But
answer.
for the rest of the year, like these things apply more.
Yeah.
So I think the golden nugget is train your body.
Yeah.
Train your body, and then the whole